An old king and a fair young lady once sat aboard a ship in Mytilene sharing the stories of their lives. The king was mourning the loss of his family and had refused to speak. "My lord," she said, "I have endured a grief that might equal yours, for in this life I've gone from being equivalent with mighty kings to being bound in servitude." The king was curious and asked to know more. She told him that she was brought up as part of a royal family, but the queen became jealous of her beauty and plotted her murder. Before she was killed, she was kidnapped by pirates and sold to a brothel in the city they were now at. She refused to give up her chastity, and when the mayor visited, he fell in love with her purity and proposed to her. The king was intrigued. He said, "I traveled to Antioch to solve a riddle that would grant me the king's approval for his daughter's hand in marriage. However, the riddle revealed that he had committed incest, and so I had to flee." He told the fair lady that he sought refuge in the famine-stricken city of Tarsus by bringing ships of corn, and eventually left to Pentapolis, where he fell in love with the princess and earned her love through a jousting competition. Sadly, she died giving birth to their daughter, whom they named Marina, as she was born at sea. He felt it safest to leave Marina in the care of the king and queen of Tarsus, but unfortunately, she followed the fate of her mother. He spent the rest of his years sailing the seas under a vow of silence and filled with grief, having lost his will to live. "Sir," the lady asked, "what is your title?" "I am Pericles of Tyre." "My name is Marina," she said, "and Thaisa, my mother's. It was I whom they left in Tarsus." And with tears in everyone's eyes they embraced, having finally found their way back to each other. That night, Pericles had a dream in which the goddess Diana told him to visit her temple in Ephesus. When Pericles and Marina arrived, they were greeted by none other than Thaisa, whom, although had been buried at sea, was resurrected by a wise man on the island. Thinking her husband and daughter had drowned in a shipwreck, she devoted her life to the temple as a priestess. It was the first time Marina had ever seen her mother, and the resemblance was undeniable. "Oh, come," Pericles said, "be buried a second time within these arms," as the family reunited for the first time in 14 years.